And we're live. Hello and welcome to Commercial Real Estate Talk with Consorto. I'm Philip Burzen, your host. Today I'm super excited because we have a true real estate veteran on the show. He comes from Sweden, he knows real estate, and he's been in the business for more than 4 decades. Welcome, Jan.
Hello, welcome to you too also, to meet you here. It's nice to be here.
So, Jan, can you tell everyone how you got into the real estate business?
I will be 70 this year, and I've been dealing with real estate since 1985. So it's some years. And I started with real estate because I had a BMW dealership and a leasing company, what I sold. And from that money, we started to look. One of my best friends was an architect. He had a very nice architect office in my hometown, and also my neighbor was a builder. He worked for a big Swedish building company, like a site manager. So we went together and start to develop.
What type of real estate projects did you first focus on?
The first I bought a package of row houses with for rent. They were like 35 units, and they were fully rented out, and they were in a smaller place outside the city. So, that's it. I had it like a year or something, and then it came a little bit real estate boom, and we sold it quick and did some okay profit from it, and then we bought old warehouse. It is like in my city there we had a big like a river who came in to the city center, went through the city, and on the side it was a lot of magazines from the old days where they had these ships when they came. So they had storage there, and they had a lot of different companies, and those were. So we bought it from Gevalia, the coffee brand in Sweden. It's quite well known, I think. And so we bought it from them. They had actually they had some storage there. So we rebuilt it, the whole building, and we made it like an office hotel. So you could rent your small place and all this. And it was 1987.
Good times then, making profit early on. What is your current focus?
We do a lot of projects together with an Estonian modular house factory for the Swedish market. So there you can say that I work between the buyer and the producer in the factory. So some projects we have bought to ourselves, but some projects we have also sold to external Swedish developers. So we had for the latest one is of the students. It's in University City, and we built 360 student apartments in 4 separate buildings. And these are wood buildings. And actually, this project is up for an award competition about the best wood building 2022. So it's one of 3 that's left in the competition. So maybe it can be a winning concept. Who knows?
Can you maybe tell us what is truly unique about the real estate projects in Sweden?
Sweden is a little special market, of course. We have a lot of rental buildings, apartment buildings. We don't have ownership buildings in that big numbers. So it's actually a lot of buildings available to buy for with apartments. Normally they are between 20 and 40 apartments maybe per building. And that's a segment what many in Sweden are looking for, because it's very good. It's a good business, and the rent is, that's maybe the negative side. The rent is negotiated for the whole country, so you have like a fixed rent where every year, so you cannot raise the rent yourself, and so, but there is still, it's a very interesting business. It has, most real estate developers in Sweden, they have earned their money from that kind of business.
What about the demand versus supply? Would you say there's still a shortage of units?
Normally in Sweden there is a big demand for apartment and for houses, row houses, twin houses, and this kind of. And it has always been a demand. It has never been fulfilled. It's never enough. There is always demand for it. And I don't know why it is like this, but it has always been like that. So for example, in Stockholm, if you want to get like a first-hand contract of this in the rental building, I mean, we are looking, I don't know, 15, 20 years maybe you can get one if you're waiting. So it's very complicated. Even small cities with 20, 30, 40,000 people living there, it's a lot, same situation. You have to wait long time to get an apartment. And it's like this, that the municipality, normally each municipality, they have like a local real estate company where who has maybe 1,000, 1,500 apartments, or maybe 500, depends a little bit how big these municipalities. And then you have the private. But it's so even the municipalities, they cannot catch up the building. It's that's the negative side a little bit if you're waiting for permission to build, the detail planning, to get the sites ready for building, or the area also. It's a long process. We talk about 2 to 5 years maybe to get the land ready. But it's a big demand in Stockholm. I think in Stockholm, if you had apartments to rent out, I think you can rent out 20, 30, 40, 50,000 in half a year without problems.
Jan, can you tell us a little bit about the lending terms that you get for the projects you're building in Sweden?
Normally, they give 70% from the banks, around that, for the valuations. And so roughly like that. It's a lot of transactions also. They are company deals, as we say. They sell the shares in the companies who owns the building, because the title cost is quite high. It's 4.25, and if you use the share transaction, there is, for this seller, there is no profit on the shares, the share value, because you sell, normally it's the daughter company you sell. So the share transaction is free of tax, and for the buyer, he saves the title cost, 425. So it's a little bit, and normally you give a little discount because both sides earns a bit, so the seller gives a little bit discount.
Jan, now the million-dollar question. How do you see the near future?
We can see that, for example, last year in the stock market, all these, the big public real estate companies, they had a lot of decrease in value. They were put down 30, 40, 50, 60, even 70%, some of them dropped in value on the stock market. And then they started to come back. And this year in January, they have gone good. they are like, so we knew it, they are coming back, but it's a little bit earlier than we expected. So most of them, I have like a mixed fund where it's 9 of them who are, and I saw that because I use it for one of my pension programs. It has raised 14% this in January, first 18 days. So they are back up, and a lot of these banks and pension funds and so they start now to recommend real estate companies again, people to buy in them, because it's I mean they are the same buildings, the same owner, the same tenants. I mean, why should the share be worth 25 euro one day and 15 euro a couple of months later, or 12 euro? It's not realistic. So it was ups and downs. So there is no crisis in the companies because they are very low in the lending. They are between 40 and 60%. And they have had, a race in Sweden with this low interest, what has been for so many, many years, and with okay yields and so. So it has been, they have earned a lot of money. So they are stable in the boots. There is no danger at all. Not maybe some have problems if they have lent too much and bought too much and things, but normally not. Normally not.
Thank you so much, Jan. It was great to have you on the show. Maybe we'll get you back after 1 year and see how the Swedish real estate market has been doing. Thanks a lot. All the best with your investments.
Yeah, I think they will do fine. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.